Hello there, and as usual, I'm Aaron from Last Stand Gamers, and welcome. So today we're in the world of Star Citizen, and we're going to be having a look at the ship behind me, the F7C-S Ghost Hornet. If you don't know what Star Citizen is, you must have been living under a rock, or you've been hit by an asteroid, because this is one game that every single space game enthusiast has been talking about. I mean, it's been on the edge of their tongues. All they can talk about is this game, and many people ask me, are you back in the project, Aaron? And I said, well, let me have a look at it. I looked at it and my jaw dropped. Star Citizen is absolutely amazing from what I can tell. I mean, everything they provided with every bit of information, they say what the game's going to be like, it sounds beautiful. What they actually end up with, we'll have to wait and see. But I decided to back the game. Anyway, let's get on to the actual point of this video and looking at the F7C-S, the S standing for stealth variant, of course. The first thing we're going to have a look at is the engine. That is, of course, around the back. So here we've got a TR3 modified engine. This is actually an engine from a larger ship that's been modified and refitted to the Hornet to provide it with both extra power, and we've got this actual funnel at the back that's here to defeat or sort of delay and direct the heat from the engine out. So let's talk about the ways that you can actually be detected in Star Citizen. So from what I've read, there's two main ways of being detected in your actual particular ship. The first one is energy signature. So an energy signature can be generated by the weapons firing, the engine boosting in and out, maybe turbo mode being activated. It all depends. And basically doing that will give the enemy or whoever's around you a blip saying that you are there, look out, what is this? So to reduce the heat signature, reduce the actual amount or chance of you being picked up, this is what this aircraft or space vehicle has been actually devised for. And you can also make your own space vehicle and customize your parts, and I'll show you that over there at that magical table in a moment or two's time. So let's have a look at a little bit further look at the engine, look at the customization of it. So apart from the original Hornet, we've actually got some parts removed. We've also got the main ball turret in the middle that a lot of people really like of the original Hornet taken out and replaced with a giant sort of filtration system to probably spread out and sort of deter missiles when it's actually being tracked and locked onto. So the second thing that can get you detected is your weapons. So these are level 2 weapons mounts, and that means it can be mounted up to a level 3 weapon. So we've got level 1 weapons here, so this is just a basic sort of laser system, good for defensive and all around purposes. But level 2 obviously getting a little bit stronger, and level 3 being a weapon that you do not want to mess with. And obviously adding things and changing things on your ship is going to affect how stealthy it actually is. So this level 1 is not going to attract too much attention, but it's good for a little defensive purposes, or maybe you get in a situation you've got to just get out, you've got to take that last target out, or maybe blow something up, and this is just for you. But if you are going in to do that stealth mission and you need to take that target out, maybe level 3, because the heat signature, the energy signature is only going to be used the second you fire it. So let's have a look around the rest of this thing. It's absolutely beautiful. So let's talk about the actual armor, the stealth technology that's built into it. So the actual armor itself has been refitted for added stealthiness, you could say, and in doing so it's reduced the weight, because the second way you can actually be detected is by like a biometric sort of scan, sort of like a weight scan. So when the ship's like bouncing radio sort of waves, you could say, off of the targets, it's checking the size and the weight of the craft and then trying to reference it against other items, you could say. So the actual weight is the lightest Hornet in the series at 18,500 kilograms. Very nice indeed. And obviously getting this nice black, so the black doesn't reflect as much light as some of the brighter, more civilian-y sort of vessels, so it's going to be harder to see you as well, see you coming. So moving on to missile locks, let's get in the cockpit anyhow. So missile locks is one of them things where engines and the mass is going to make it easier. So with this sort of system itself, the harder it is to hit you, the harder it is to lock on, so it just means that they don't have to try to get in here for cannons, and hopefully you can get out of there. So let's climb up here. We've got this beautiful third-person camera. Just look at the animation for climbing into this thing. We've got a standard sort of Hornet cockpit, so let's get back to first person when we can. There we go. There we go. We've got the actual cockpit coming back over, and we've got this hood. You can see there's the hood around us here. Just imagine all these panels coming up like, oh, I need to check behind me, and then just like press the button, it's like camera comes up with the screen behind you, got missile that locks, and you're just trying to bank it over. It's gonna be so amazing if it works out like everyone's expecting. I mean, you even got like a sort of hood on top of your joystick. Don't know what that'll be, but I wonder what all these little panels and systems will be when they light up and start feeding you back information. It's gonna be absolutely amazing. Anyway, let's step ourselves out of this thing. So there's the cockpit coming off, and let's hop ourselves out, see if we can get a better perspective perhaps. There we go. Up and down, you can see the intakes there, the new intake that replaced the ball turret on the original Hornet. Just climbing down this ladder. We got the nice logo of the F7C-S. So the reason I actually chose this one, because I believe when you start out in a game like this, is you don't know where to go, you don't know what to do, and there's always going to be people that know what they're doing, they're going to be trying to pick on that weakness itself. So this is actually the thing where you can build, customize and edit your ships. So let's actually drag the Hornet onto here so we can actually see it. So we can see the components it's made of. It's got 4 vertical sort of takeoff thrusters. We've got the component that basically changes the gas flow and makes it more stealthy, and we've also got the stealth modified engine, as well as these Badger repeater weapons themselves. So we've actually got more weapons to add on to it, and we could add more weapons, but obviously it would increase the signature that it gives off, so let's stick them on anyway. So you could have up to 4. You could also have the rocket pods in here. These are missile racks. So you can basically add yourself some interesting missiles, obviously at the cost of stealth in general. So you've got ammo and you've got some other different features there. You've got power, just basically takes you through your actual ship. And you can obviously, if you've got more ships, swap and mix out and try to make your own sort of stealth fighters. So you don't have to actually have this. You could take a normal commercial vessel and then add stealth parts to it, maybe get some stealth paneling or something else and build your own in that sort of manner of speaking. But it's a very detailed, very intricate sort of system, and it just looks so beautiful on this sort of hopper table. So let's switch that off. Anyhow, we need to get out and press F. There we go. So that is basically a look at the F7C-S Ghost Hornet. In my particular opinion, one of the easiest sort of vehicles that will be to start off with. Just not being able to be detected and be able to move around freely while you're exploring and trying to understand the game is going to be such an advantage for beginners, I feel. But I don't know. Obviously the game's in early stages at the moment, and what it'll actually end up like is we'll never know particularly. But thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully we can look forward to a little more Star Citizen as this game develops. So that's all for now, and I'll see you next time.
Legendary fighter pilot Aria Riley once said, "Give me a fully loaded Hornet, and I'll shake the gates of heaven."